My name's Heather. I'm a faith-based health coach, and I help Christian women who are tired of running on empty feel replenished so that they can live out their God-given callings with greater energy, joy, and sustainability. And I'm really grateful to have you here today. If it's your first time, I want to say welcome. And we are currently in the midst of a little series for 2024 called Back to Basics. And so in this series, we are exploring together different foundational areas of health and looking at that from a faith-based perspective, and how we can really look at these areas in a new lens, simplify them, enjoy them. And we've been talking about different areas like stress management, nutrition. Today is going to be about sleep. And then we also are going to be talking a little bit about detoxing and the importance of community in the next two videos to come. And so thanks again for being here. Welcome. And let's go ahead and chat about sleep. So when I think about the area of sleep, it is arguably perhaps the most foundational when it comes to health. You know, it really is so important because when you're thinking about sleep, you know, if we eat all the right things, if we're exercising and whatnot, but if we're leaving out sleep, our bodies are really going to be struggling to be able to repair, to be able to produce energy. You know, when we're sleeping, so much is happening that God designed for that time, which is, you know, supposed to be about a third of our day, which is just crazy to think about. Sometimes I know sleep can be harder, I think, for that reason, because for some of us, myself included, it can be harder to slow down or harder to fall asleep sometimes. But I think that God's made it to be such a gift and a grace, you know, just that He's given us to be able to refresh our bodies, to keep them well. You know, so when we think about sleep, when we go to sleep at night and when we're going through those different sleep phases, there really is so much happening. You know, our immune system is regulating and being strengthened. Memories are literally being stored in our brains, and our brain health is being preserved and optimized. You know, we have hormones that are being regulated. Our bodies are healing. You know, they're taking that time to repair. Our bodies are also detoxing, which is huge. And so when I think about sleep, you know, I think that we can be reminded more of even just some of those reasons. And those aren't even all of the reasons why sleep has been designed to be good and to be really important for the beautiful, complex, amazing bodies that God has given us and created for us. So I know even for myself, I'm in a season of really focusing on my sleep and wanting to think about how I can better calm down at night, how I can better trust the Lord even when my head is hitting the pillow at night. And I want to chat about some of those things today. And I want to give you 4 simple tips to be able to walk away with today, to be able to really simplify sleep and have specific, concrete things to focus on, to really get back to being able to sleep like a baby again. And so the first thing I wanted to talk about is how I really think, you know, the more that I've processed why sleep sometimes has been difficult for me, or others that I've seen, I think that sleeping really boils down to, you know, it is a humble act to be able to say, okay, I know that I am a human being, I'm finite, you know, I don't have infinite limits. I need to slow down and I need to be able to really rest. And I think sleep is such a gift and really almost an act of worship. You know, when we think about being able to depend on God in that way, trust Him in that way, and receive the good gift that He's given us of sleep. But it can be tough sometimes. You know, I think about, I love to be able to watch my Food Network shows or catch up on the people that I follow on YouTube or whatnot. And, you know, I think that sometimes I can stay up watching those things, which none of those things are inherently bad. You know, they're good things in moderation. But I think that sometimes I can stay up doing those things because in a way I'm going to something for entertainment, distraction. You know, it can be harder to actually fall asleep. And so I wanted to read you just a couple of verses that have been really instrumental just in my life. Some verses that when it gets to be bedtime or when I am putting my head on my pillow at night, that I've started to meditate on more and more, just to remind myself of the gift that sleep is, and also just that no matter what's going on, that I can trust the Lord and that I can also receive the gift that he's given me and enjoy resting in him. Okay, so the first verse I wanted to share with you today is in Psalm 4, verse 8, and it says, "In peace I will both lie down and sleep. For you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety." And then the other verse that I really love is also there are different Psalms as well, but I'm going to read you Proverbs 3:24. "If you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet." And so I just love that. The word sweet just makes me feel comforted. It makes me feel safe. And it just reminds me that I'm taken care of. And I think that at the end of the day, one of the first things that we can remember, the most important while we're getting ready for sleep, or even when we're laying in the bed sometimes and it's just hard to actually put our brain on sleep mode, is just that we're held in the hand of God. He's with us, he's sovereign over us, and we can trust him and that he's good. And even through hard things, that he is good. Okay, I thought of one more verse that I wanted to share, and this verse is in Psalm 127. It's verse 2, and it says, "It is in vain that you rise up early and go late to rest, eating the bread of anxious toil, for he gives to his beloved sleep." And I really love this verse because when I think about it saying, it's in vain basically to stay up late and to stress about things. He loves us and he just wants us to be able to rest knowing that we're under his good care. This verse really speaks to my soul and is a good reminder that I can just hand over those things to him, especially at night, when it can sometimes be difficult to turn your brain on sleep mode and get everything to calm down so you can actually fall asleep. But I think meditating on these verses is a really great place to start. And so I just wanted to share those verses starting out, and kind of the first tip of meditating on those verses, or even finding your own favorite scripture that you can meditate on, or perhaps even a verse that you can listen to on an audio Bible app or whatnot before you are going to bed. And then the next tip I want to give you, getting into something that's a little bit more, physical in terms of something to do to help with sleep, is getting light during the day and then keeping your room really dark at night. And so it's absolutely amazing and mesmerizing to read and to learn about all the different kinds of light that God's made. The light first thing in the morning helps to wake our bodies up. It helps to regulate our hormones when we go outside or we look at that beautiful morning light. It signals to our brains and to our bodies, a new day has come, the sun is risen, it's time to get going. And it really can make a big difference in our health and actually help to reset our sleep when we're signaling to our body at different times of the day where the body is at, so that it can really stay in those rhythms more consistently. And so we have getting light first thing in the morning, and then even getting the beautiful sunset light in the evening actually helps us to wind down. And it has that infrared light in the sunset that is similar to what you would see in a fire. And it's light that doesn't have as much of the blue light in it. We're always hearing, turn down the blue light on your screens, turn off the blue light, because it does stimulate our bodies. And so red light actually helps us to calm down. And so I say there's nothing better than seeing a sunset in the evening for our heart and our soul, but also for our brain to be able to know, okay, we're winding down, it's time to go to sleep, let's start producing melatonin, in our bodies. And so that's number 2, is getting light during the day, but also keeping the room really dark at night. And I think keeping the room really dark is important, again, because even if there's a little bit of light that we're exposed to, especially blue light from an technology or whatnot, but even light coming in from the outside of the window, it can actually inhibit our sleep cycles or cause us to not be in as deep of a sleep. So blackout curtains, they have become one of my best friends, and I definitely recommend those. And then my third tip when it comes to sleep is actually exercising. You might say, okay, exercise, sleep. So really, it's amazing to think about how interconnected all of the different things are that God has made for us. And what's really cool about exercising, even if it's just a gentle, long walk that you go on, or if you want to go to the gym, do your favorite high intensity interval workout, we all love our different ways to move. But I was going to say, when it comes to exercise and movement and exercise actually produces adenosine in the body, which is a fancy word for what we call sleep pressure. And so during the day, sleep pressure is being built when we're productive, when we are exercising, and then also just the longer we're awake during the day, the easier it is to actually fall asleep at night. And that's all because sleep pressure is being built. So I would encourage you to find your favorite movement and just get more movement in during the day. And don't feel like it has to be the same every day. Listen to your body. And even if, some days you like to go to the gym and lift weights or do high intensity stuff or dance around your house, or whatnot, other days you might just feel like something more gentle. And I think it's always important and good to listen to your body, but also know that when we're moving our bodies, it's good for 1,000 reasons, probably more than 1,000, but it's also good because it helps to build sleep pressure so that when we put our head on that pillow at night, we're able to fall asleep faster, which is awesome. And then my number 4 tip for today is actually magnesium, which is just an amazing mineral that God gives us and has given us in his creation, and that our bodies really need to be able to function optimally. And magnesium is responsible for a lot of different regulating processes in the body, but some of those processes actually have to do with being able to relax and calm down. And a lot of studies have shown that when we're taking a little bit more magnesium, because a lot of people are deficient in it, that it's actually going to improve our sleep quality. And I can really attest to the power of magnesium. My husband as well. It just makes the biggest difference in the world when it comes to sleep, stress regulation, hormonal regularity, etc., etc. Regularity with going to the bathroom as well, all the things. And so I will link down below a current favorite brand of mine, a really clean quality supplement brand that makes magnesium. There are different forms of magnesium, but magnesium glycinate is a really great form to take that helps your body calm down and really helps your brain to relax before you're going to sleep. And it's not as effective, we'll put it that way, as some other magnesiums like a citrate could be with increasing your trips to the bathroom. So I really think magnesium glycinate is a great resource from the brand Solar Ray is one that we've been using lately and loving. So I will link that down below. You can get it at Amazon, you can get it on Thrive Market, Whole Foods, and I know that some pharmacies might even carry this brand as well. So those are my 4 different tips for today that I want to leave you with, and just be encouraged. Take a deep breath. I know that I have to when I think about sleep sometimes, because I can get frustrated with myself when I'm like, okay, Heather, tonight we're gonna go to bed at this time, we're gonna wake up at this time the next day. And I can feel like Paul sometimes when he talks about, I do the things that I don't want to do, and then I don't do the things that I want to do. And we all can wrestle sometimes with that habit change. But sleep is such a gift, and good sleep is certainly foundational for good health, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and it really is a spiritual walk with the Lord, when we just learn to trust him and to go to sleep at night. And I know that other things that we do, with nutrition, with exercise, all of that can help sleep as well. So I wanted to leave you with these tips. Ultimately, meditating on your favorite verse, number 1, finding one that really resonates with you that you can think about before you're going to bed. So meditating on your favorite verse. Number 2, getting light during the day and keeping your room really dark at nighttime. Blackout curtains will be your best friend. And then number 3 is exercising to help build sleep pressure so that it's actually easier for you to fall asleep at night. Super helpful. And then number 4 is adding in a magnesium supplement. If you're not on one already, it can be a really big game changer and helpful to make sure that the levels of magnesium in your body are at that efficient, sufficient, optimal level to be able to help you relax, go to sleep easier, and also sleep more soundly through the night. And so I'll link a couple different blog articles down below if you're interested in reading some more tips about sleep as well. And if you're looking for support in this area or just ready to make some changes to your lifestyle and your health in general, my heart beats to help other women with that and just to encourage and be a personal cheerleader. So you can check out more information on working together below, and I will see you back here soon for the next video.